Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka on MTV Sports. It is GMSL on another beautiful morning. It's a brand new month, as we mentioned, but we had a very interesting talk before in the first segment where we talked to two DJ brothers, Shirantha and Dhiru, who made it to the music industry in Sri Lanka and who were trying to make it big in the island. And we've got another special guest here as well. Amaya, do the honors.
We do. Now, even Dhiru and Shirantha were sort of excited when I mentioned his name because he is someone who is based right now in Canada, but he has produced tracks for festivals such as Tomorrowland and the Ultra Music Festival. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with these festivals, these are big. These are the biggest festivals that happen in the electronic dance music arena, and this guy has produced tracks that have been played there. So he's a pretty big deal right now, and we have with us in the studio Kavindu Indathissa, but he is more popularly known by his stage name, which is DJ Dropwiz. So we have DJ Dropwiz in the studio with us today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
So you're on holiday in Sri Lanka, and we got you here at 7:15 in the morning to be on Good Morning Sri Lanka because you're the perfect guest to have on the show. I mean, the timing is perfect.
Yeah, I'm just here for 1 month, so yeah.
Okay, first of all, what do you want us to call you? By your name or your showbiz name?
Just call me Dropwiz.
Dropwiz, yo. Alright, we could hear your music and listen to it right now. Tell us about the track, yeah?
This track right now, yeah, it's a dubstep remix of Bingo Players, a Bingo Players track. Released it a few months ago. So it has a really filthy kind of drop. It sounds really nasty, it's dubstep.
Okay.
So
if you could go on to what dubstep is, because not everyone would know what you're talking about right now, so you have to sort of say it in layman's terms.
Okay, so dubstep is basically a genre which runs around 140 beats per minute or even 70 beats per minute. And it doesn't have to be dirty like the track playing right now. You can hear it really filthy, a lot of machine sounds in it. It could be just melodic dubstep or dubstep like this. It's totally different compared to house or electro house music.
So right now, this is the trend in the world, right? Because we used to have techno going like berserk. Yeah. But right now it's dubstep, yeah?
Dubstep and more of a progressive house.
Okay, so what's the difference between that and dubstep?
It's a big difference.
What is it?
Okay, dubstep is a BPM of 140, beats per minute of 140. Okay. And progressive house could be around 128. It's a 4-bar kick. But the kicks are different. It's a different pace of beats.
Tell us about the story behind producing this track.
This is when I just got into dubstep. Because I started making dubstep and I actually gave up. It was that hard for me.
Why?
It's really complex compared to like house or electro house music.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I tried and tried. I gave up one time completely. Like, no, I got to do it. I have to do it. I got back into it and just started making dubstep just like that.
But you call yourself an electronic dance music producer, as opposed to a DJ. So what's the difference between the two?
Okay, to be honest, I have never played a live gig.
I see. Wow.
So I'm not a DJ, I'm just a producer, right? So a DJ basically drops the tracks, spins the tracks to a crowd or at a party. A producer makes the tracks for the DJ or for himself to play.
So that's the difference. But is that the line you want to continue on, or would you consider maybe going into becoming a DJ later on as well?
I would.
But right now, okay, let's go from what you're doing now as a producer to your daily routine and your daily life. Like, what are you doing now? You're in college, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'm in college right now. I'm completing my business degree, and in my free time I make music. I'm not like 100% into music. I focus more on education, but music comes in my life too.
So what's your full-time ambition? What do you want to be?
I haven't decided yet because I'm not that big in the music scene yet.
Okay.
So it could change at any second in your life, right?
Of course.
Right.
So it is a balancing act right now for you, isn't it? Well, so we're hearing another one of your tracks. Tell us about this one, because this sounds very different to what we played earlier.
Exactly. This is a cover of Daft Punk's Get Lucky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a chill step cover. It's like dubstep, but it's really chill and calming.
Definitely.
It's got a nice piano to it. So this is on the Yes Homegrown as well. It was on like number 10 and then it got kicked off, unfortunately. But it's okay.
That's alright, but you still made it onto the charts, and I'm sure that it's causing some waves.
Normally, to produce a track of this quality and of this type of richness, what's the budget? Because I think a lot of people would like to know about it.
The budget as in how long I take to make it?
No, the cost, in terms of cost.
In terms of cost, to me?
Yeah.
Okay, to make a track like this, you need the software for it. A DAW, your digital audio workstation. And you need different VSTs for the pianos, for the whatever synth you use in your production. So the DAW is pretty expensive. It's at least over $100.
Okay.
And then the different plugins are around over 100. So it's pretty expensive. But it's a good investment if you continue it in the long run.
It's a fixed asset. Once
It
you
is.
get it, you could actually
use it whenever you want to.
Exactly.
So let's talk about your name now. Drop Whiz is what you want us to call you on the show, so we won't say your real name again on the show. But
I don't mind.
no, of course. But why Drop Whiz? What's the story behind the name?
Okay, that story, it's a long story. It was actually back
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, my friends back in college over here randomly came up with it because I never looked at me being taken this far, right? So I just stuck to it till now.
And look where it's taken you, right?
Exactly.
Would you ever have an ambition of becoming a full-time DJ?
Yes, I would love to.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you didn't pick this up as a profession, and you're 19 years old, we just had a conversation before the show started, what would you have done if you didn't become who you are today?
If I didn't start producing, I would have just finished my business degree, got a job, started working.
Boring life.
I guess so, but it depends on the person, yeah?
Yeah.
Of course. So you plan on getting into this as a full-time profession, or after you're done with your degree, you're going to have a day job, and then you're going to do this, sometime when you have free time, like you're doing now?
Well, my parents want me to finish my education first, so I'm going to do that first, get that out of the way, and if I have a chance for producing in the long run with the big names like Tiesto or so on, I would just go ahead, do it straight away.
And speaking about these big names, now I'm sure you associated with some of them. Tell us the story behind getting your tracks into big festivals like Tomorrowland and the Ultra Music Festival.
Okay, so to be honest, I never sent these tracks to any DJs. They actually contacted me.
I see.
So the first time was back mid last year, a DJ and producer from the Netherlands called Quintino. He's on Spinning Records, the world's biggest dance label. He just inboxed me out of the blue. I was like, nah, someone's messing with me. Someone just made a fake account. Someone's messing with me. So I checked. He's like, dude, send me your remix of my track.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. I sent it to him. And he just talked to me like a normal person because DJs don't actually do that, right? I was so surprised.
You have to tell us. I mean, we don't know. They don't usually do that,
They don't
right?
do that, yeah.
Okay.
Just inbox me on my Facebook page saying, I liked your remix, send it over. Like, wow, okay, cool, I'm sending it to you right now. And then it just went on like that, like DJs just requested my tracks.
So when they do that, is there a process behind sort of giving them your track because your name is still behind it?
Yes.
So what's the sort of agreement you come to with them at international level?
International level, okay, so basically, to be honest, it's nothing much. I get the track, get his email address and mail it to him.
Okay.
And then in his set list, it says which tracks he played, yes?
Yes.
Then it says Drop Whiz, so-and-so, my name and my track.
Wow, okay. So that's an amazing opportunity that you got.
Yeah, I never expected that to happen, honestly.
So for him to hear your remix, what type of forum was it on?
I use YouTube, SoundCloud, and yeah, just those two. And obviously Facebook and Twitter to promote it. And
social media plays a huge role nowadays.
A huge role.
Yeah.
You have to use it these days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do people react, especially in Sri Lanka right now that you've visited us for a short period of time, and in Canada? And what sort of difference that you see in both countries in terms of fan support?
Fan support. Well, my track called You and I was on the Yes Homegrown, 8th place, and I got a lot of votes from people in Sri Lanka.
I see.
So I guess they actually listened to my music and actually voted for me. So in my opinion, EDM in Sri Lanka is actually taking over. It's taking over because there's so many DJs, so many producers these days who make dance music.
Yeah.
And I see the future in Sri Lanka, it's going to be EDM, all EDM.
What are the Who are the artists you should see in Sri Lanka right now who have really produced some great tracks?
Okay, Thursday night, Yes Homegrown show. I heard Shiranta's and Diru's track. Pretty good, pretty impressive. I like their tracks. And there's a lot of different artists in Sri Lanka I've heard about, and I see them just coming up with me. So it's like a big community, right? Just producing together for Sri Lanka, trying to go international. So it's going to get big.
We asked this question from the brothers as well in the earlier segment. How was the support from your parents and your family and friends?
Well, at first my mom and dad were like, we want your education first, and I understand, obviously. So I was like, okay. And but they still supported me financially to get me the softwares or whatever I needed. But I didn't push them a lot, but they did support me a lot.